This is a highlight of the Off Topical podcast. Listen for free to the whole episode at offtopical.net. Next segment.
Oh yeah, the FaceTime bug.
Oh my God, the FaceTime bug. Everyone was talking about this week. Apple had a big old security hole right where your microphone and camera are supposed to be. What do you think about this, Raven?
You know, it's funny because Apple's usually touted for its excellent security, and I put that in air quotes, by the way. Everyone.
Right.
Because I'm sure everyone remembers the iCloud fiasco.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wasn't
just
it
leaking all the naked pictures?
Yeah.
I mean, the pictures.
The fappening.
Yeah. It's you know, it's funny because, you know, Google and Facebook tend to have like security flaws all like left and right, but man, when Apple has a security flaw, it's never just little, it's just enormous. So for those of you who don't know about the FaceTime bug, basically you can call someone, and if they don't answer, but if they hit the power button or the end call button, it connects anyway. But it doesn't show them that you're connected, and you can still hear them and see them through their camera.
Yeah. From what I read, they could, if you called someone through FaceTime and then added yourself as it's like a group chat, then they would automatically start sending you their audio.
Yep.
Without their confirmation or anything. And then if they hit the power or volume buttons, they would actually start sending video too. And it's like, how is that a thing that can happen?
I don't know. I don't even know what they changed, because, you know, this is not like a bug that's been here, you know?
Right.
People would have noticed it.
It only happens on like iOS 12.12 or something like that.
Yeah, basically if you have iOS 12, disable FaceTime. Just disable it.
Yeah.
Just disable it.
Well, so this has been happening. Like, this has been a known exploit since like January 19th. And last week, Apple finally acknowledged that it was a problem. And then in order to address the thing, they didn't push a patch or anything. They literally just disabled group chats so that no one could group chat.
Yeah.
And that was their response. And it's like, okay.
But that just like fixes half the problem. It doesn't fix the problem where someone can still directly FaceTime you.
Well, the exploit was when you added yourself as a group chat participant after you had called someone.
I see.
Yeah. So group chats were disabled, and I don't know if they're enabled now, but
no,
they're not. So, damn.
At least not at the time of this podcast, anyway.
Yeah. I can't believe that like this is that Apple took so long to respond to this, because there was like several people who had like tweeted at and talked like sent emails and tried to call, and Apple was like, not listening.
Did you see that some people, when they tried to report this bug, Apple sent them to their service center and made them sign up for their $99 warranty thing before they would check the bug?
No, I didn't hear about that. That's insane to me.
Some people apparently, you know, have been complaining that when they would try to like report the bug, Apple customer service would tell them that they need to, you know, whatever that Apple warranty or whatever is, they need to get that. Apple Care, yeah, they needed to sign up for that before they would even like check the bug. And I'm like, but they paid $900 for this phone. Like, why would you force them to pay an extra $99 to file a bug? You know, I can understand if they're like, it's broken, fix it. You know, it's like, well, if your phone's broken, then, you know, you don't have warranty. But like, are you kidding me? Is that the future of Apple now? Oh, there's a bug. Sorry, we're not going to fix it because you don't pay because I can totally see them doing that too.
That's software updates as a service right there.
Well, that's what they want. That's what they want. But anyway, so I saw some people complaining about that, and I just shook my head because I was like, that's ridiculous. Like, that is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, there is no reason for that whatsoever.
No, not at all. I can't believe that like got through, that they took so long to to acknowledge the problem, and then their solution, which I don't think they've even sent out a patch yet for this.
They were supposed to do it yesterday, but it never happened. They haven't pushed it yet.
I'm Googling this now.
Yeah, they said they were going to get a patch out by the end of the week, which maybe that meant Sunday, but whatever.
Yeah,
the way everyone was talking, it meant Friday, but nothing came out. I don't think they have a fix for it.
So Boing Boing is reporting that they promise to have a fix for it next week.
Oh, so now it's next week?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Oh my God.
We'll just keep moving the goalpost. Before we know it, it'll be like April and be like, we fixed it,
yeah,
but we didn't.
At least the exploit isn't still like people aren't vulnerable right now because the
yeah, they just had to bring an entire service down to do it.
Right.
But I mean, I guess it's good that they did that.
Right.
But a lot of people are just disabling FaceTime.
I mean, I would.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would not leave FaceTime ever turned on. I mean, I do have, because, you know, I used to do iOS development, so I do have some like iPads and stuff, but they're I think the batteries on those is drained. They're just sitting in a box. Should get rid of them.
Yeah, I have a couple iPads that I have to like administer at work, and they're just the worst.
They're awful, right?
Yeah, it's so.
And they work differently than the phones. Like,
yeah,
the phones like at the top, you know, like where the power and the call and everything is, you know, that little tiny little bar. It's on most Android phones. You can drag it down to get like sub menus and stuff.
Right.
But on iPad, it's different.
You have to swipe up from the bottom. Right.
Why is it that? Oh God, I hate that. I'm like, it makes no sense. Like, what is the reason for swiping from the bottom?
Because that's not how you do it on Android. It's like vendor lock-in, but like from a user experience point of view.
But that's stupid.
Yeah.
Because at least on Android, it's all the same. Like you're using a phone, you're using a tablet, whatever.
Right.
But on iOS, it's the same way.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about an iPhone.
I mean, I can
on iPhone,
kind
it's
of
like that.
understand like.
What, does someone own a patent on dragging that down, and they can't do it on the tablet, but they can do it on their phone?
Well, no,
but
I mean,
we're talking about the differences
holding,
between the phone and the tablet. It's like,
if
why?
you're holding like a big ass tablet, like having to like go up to the top and swipe down, I can see where like Steve Jobs was like, no, you know what I'm saying? Because that's Steve Jobs. Like, I want to swipe up from the bottom. I don't care if that's how it works on the iPhone. I want to do it the other way. Because that's Steve Jobs for you.
Yeah, but the consistency, it really just annoys me.
It's a different form factor, man.
I don't care. Consistency is important.
Consistency. You know they don't like buttons even. You can't even have buttons anymore.
I know. And then when your screen breaks, you have to spend like $500.
Yeah. You know, like, okay. I know a bunch of iPhone users, right? And most of them are using either the iPhone 6, 7, or 8. No, a 6 or 7. I don't think anyone I know has an 8. And I know a bunch of like Android users. More Android users than Apple users because obviously. But almost every iPhone user that I know has a cracked screen. And very few of the Android users that I know have a cracked screen.
Yeah. I've dropped my Galaxy. By the way, I don't have my Galaxy in a protective case because I just don't. And I've dropped it a bunch. It has no scratches or anything on it. Things tough as hell.
I fell asleep with my phone by my head on my bed one night. And I woke up because it fell on the ground. And I woke up to the sound of it going BAM! And I got up in a panic and I was like, oh my God, did the screen break? No, of course the screen didn't break because it's an Android phone. But like, but if it was an iPhone, that would have been it, man. Cracked screen.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with the iPhones, but I have noticed like their screens seem to be more fragile, particularly if they get hit on the edges.
Oh yeah, it's because they want to sell you another one. Like
probably they're not that tough. They're not tough at all.
From what I read a while ago, like there's still Apple's phones and Android phones are using basically the same Gorilla Glass with the same like formula of Gorilla Glass, but the difference is the iPhone uses a thinner screen on purpose.
Yeah.
And they just want them to break so they can sell more.
Yeah, for the longest time, my dad was using a like I think he had an iPhone 5 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing had like a diagonal crack through it where he dropped it at work. And he used it for like the longest time until he got a new one. And he's like, this will be the last iPhone he has.
Yeah.
My aunt is also an iPhone user, and she's moving to something else next because she's like, I really miss the headphone jack. She's like, because I told her, I was like, you're going to miss that headphone jack. Because, she uses it all the time because of work and stuff.
Right.
And you can't really charge your phone and, keep all your crap. Like, see, I don't know what they're thinking. Like, I do understand why they want to get rid of the 3.5 millimeter jack. Like, I do understand why.
Yeah.
Because, you can create a smaller device.
And dust and water resistance.
That's easier to have higher dust and water resistance.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not impossible. It's just easier.
Right.
I mean, my Samsung can be submerged in water up to 5 feet for 30 minutes before water will leak. So it's like, I mean, it's not impossible. You just have to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, because her phone, like, she constantly has to play like a juggling act. Like, she cannot forget to charge up her stupid Apple earpods or whatever, which she hates, which were really expensive, by the way.
Yeah.
And she hates them, but they were like the only thing that worked when she got it. So, because third party, what's that? We don't allow that.
Right.
Anyway, you can't charge it and everything. I think I found an adapter for her so she can hook up her wired ones while she charges, but it doesn't charge as fast. In fact, it doesn't. It'll last longer, but it still drains, if I remember correctly, which is just hilarious. I don't understand why people like iPhones at all. I have no idea why they like them. Maybe someone in the comment can enlighten me as to why people like iPhones, because I just don't get it.
No, it's all about like vendor lock-in at this point. Like the people who are stuck there are like, I've spent thousands of dollars on the App Store, and I have apps that I depend on, whatever. It's like, the thing is though, it's like if you look at like the actual facts, and I know I'm gonna get fucking shit for this, but I don't care. I honestly think that the iPhone is more privacy focused than the Android phone. Even if you like remove Google services from Android phones, they're still like, spying on you.
Well, if you remove Google services, like if you have like a stock Android that doesn't come with the Google services from the get-go, no, I would disagree. But then you just have like a phone that makes calls and receives text messages because it can't do anything else.
Right.
At least with the iPhone, I do agree that if you compare like, apples to apples, just like the flagship iPhone with the flagship Samsung, for example. Yeah, the iPhone is probably, I'm not going to say with definite because I don't really know if I trust Apple or not. Because, just because nothing bad's leaked doesn't mean they're not doing anything bad.
Right.
It just means that they're better at hiding it.
I think the major difference is that Apple isn't yet a marketing agency and Google is.
Like when they are, it's going to be a bad day for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Not for us because we're going to purism, but bad day for everyone else.
I just, every time I think about phones, I'm like, it stresses me out. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I'm getting the purism. The Librem 5. I'm very excited about that, by the way.
I know, right?
So what do you guys think? Do you think Apple's response to this issue was good, or was it terribly lacking and irresponsible? Let us know on the forums, forum.heavyelement.io, or hit us up in the YouTube comment section. What you just heard is a highlight from the Off Topical podcast. Listen to the full episode for free over at offtopical.net.